Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Nishmas that was a good Eli Selam was here for a few weeks from London, and he came to the night shir. He wanted to be final shir. Came over to me after shir. He says, "What's pshat that in the Hebrew the is like double, triple the power, and what's going on here?" I don't know. I said the guys in the morning are a little verschliffen maybe, but today was not bad. Shalom Aleichem Chayal. What's your name? Effie? What? Shalom Aleichem. Welcome. It happens to be just last night. Seriously, last night I brought this to Bismedrish, so I'll give it to you as a gift from MDY. A patch. I don't advise wearing it these days next to the Ramatkal, but here, pass it down to him. Shkoyach for your service, shkoyach for what you do. What's your name all the way in the back? The guy, you got an Aliyah. What's your name? No, you, the Aliyah man. Benzi Weeder with a D? Shalom Aleichem. From where? Barpa, Kim Tzara, we have seats for you. Our official seat gabbai is going to give you a seat. I don't know what that is, but there are plenty of empty seats. Stop. It's Seder. Oh, you were sitting over there. Now you moved over there. What's your name? Weiss? From where, Mordechai?
Originally from Dallas. I learned at
Lakewood Torah. We used to have a guy that came so very often. I forgot his name already. Lakewood Torah. That was... All right, yeah. Oi, Lauren, kicking out Lakewood Torah boys from your neighborhood. All right, but thank you. Thanks for coming. Who else? And your friend is there. Okay, Givaldik. This is, last night I just showed it because Eli, here's the car. This is real. This is his real license plate. Eli Selam's car. So, just today is Tuesday. If you want to start Bereshis, Shnai Mikra, today is the last day. We have a message here from the one and only Eitan G. I'm going to make a mecha on the way he calls Onkelos, Hager. Okay, he wants to make his little leitzanas and this, that's his thing. I'm making a shtickle mecha. So you don't make the mecha. It's enough one mecha. And here goes.
Good morning, guys. A lot of people have been asking me about the Shnai Mikra thing. So I'm going to tell you like this. They want to know the app that I'm using and how I'm doing it. So I did a lot of research. It's part of what took me the most time, the first time I did this. I settled on an app called All Parsha. Free to download, has everything I need, which may be everything you need. And it's real simple, and it has a whole portfolio that will keep track of everything you do, and it'll show you when you complete different aliyahs. It goes pasuk by pasuk, and then each aliyah, check mark, complete, amazing. You got a happy face, it's all nice, and you feel good, and you move on. And while you're going through each aliyah, the little bar at the top shows, you're getting closer and closer to finishing that aliyah. So that's the app that I use. I turned off all other commentaries except for Uncle Lewis, and I kept English there, so that when I read pasuk, Uncle Lewis, then English. So you have to turn on the setting that says double pasuk. Turn on the pasuk twice, you see it, keep Uncle Lewis, remove everything else. If you want English, great. If you don't, you don't have to. For me, I like the English just because I walk away with at least something, some understanding of the parsha. Maybe I'll pick something up. Maybe it'll trigger some kind of Dvar Torah in my head that'll carry with me for the week till Shabbos. Who knows? Whatever it is, I feel like I'm walking away with a little more than I went in with. You know what I mean? Cool. Peace and love, guys. I'll see you when I see you.
All right, Be'ezer Hashem. I want to share something with you that when I was doing Shnai Mikra V'Chatarim yesterday, it occurred to me. I'm sure many people saw this, and I'm sure it went on WhatsApps. I have never seen it, and I asked people if they've seen it. They said no, but Pashut, yes. So the guys in the Hebrew share said, yeah, they did see it. I did not, but here it is. You're not going to believe this. It hit me like a ton of bricks, chamos. But wait a minute. It's more than chamos. It says in this pasuk it says chamos. Now check this out. Oh yeah. So everybody knows about this. Fine. I don't know if you saw the whole thing. The ground is full of hostages. In other words, the tunnels. Because we, Klal Yisrael, will just learn like that. We do wrong. There's mechablim im ara in the ground. Okay, just thought with the word chamos. Okay, everybody knows about this. Great, but when you do Shnai Mikro, Moshe Michael, hi, good morning. I like the idea of having a consolidated shir. You can take out the jokes, you take out the stories. In my humble opinion, you can't take out the musar. Okay, so the shir is staying the same exact. Nothing is changing. Just the consolidated shir. Those who want to do chazara, those who don't have the time, they want a 15-20 minute shir, we'll have a shir that takes out everything, including the musar. Also, where can we get a non-slip card that Rav Eli uses to hold a place in his Gemara? Maybe it can be sold on mdymerch.com. Moshe Y. Michael. I know I got it as a gift from Shlomi Klein, and it's a real piece of leather, so it has this rough kind of back, and therefore it doesn't slip on my Gemara. It works great. What else do we have? One last one. Chanan Birnbaum. Hi there. So I'm actually writing this to say thank you. Yesterday you were at a wedding, and my cousin asked you to make a video for me, and he sent it to me on the spot. In the video, he gave me words of encouragement and told me how proud you are of me that I'm daffing. I just want to say that means the world to me. Already I've watched the video at least 10 times because it really does give me encouragement. So thank you for the bottom. He's also making a siyum on Yerushalmi. This guy. May Hashem bless you on a chelik, whatever. May Hashem bless you with everything that you should ever want or need. Sincerely, Chanan, Yesher Kayal Chanan, keep on daffing. And the sponsors for today, the safe and speedy return for all the hostages, Lili Nishmas, Zechariah Ben Moshe, Lili Nishmas, Chaya Bas Yosef. Parnassa Chodesh, health and strength for Rav Eli. Parnassa Chodesh, Lak family, Lakewood New Jersey, because Torah is the best Szula. Parnassa Chodesh, Yosef and Chaya Sara for Parnassa Berevach. What? Bunch of guests. What's your name with the Biba hit? Simcha Vos? Bieder? Wieder. From Vanen? From Bodepark? So, welche Gas? 44 in Wus? 12. Ein bisschen in draußen von Boris. Mama ist Bodepark. So heißt Bodepark? So if the Gewir from Bodepark. No, they're not brothers. They have different names. Who? No, that guy's Alta guy. Yeah, every day. The Parnassa Yorim Lili Nishmas Ovi Mori Nefhtali Ben Ytzchak Aizig Zechroin Levrocha neshama Rav Eli Parnassa Chodesh Judith Neil Halpern Lili Nishmas Neil's beloved father of Dovid Zonvill Ben Shlomo. The Szlafrok Children, thank you for enhancing our Sabbath stay in Israel. The Szlafrok Children put that in, and thank you for enhancing Sabbath stay. Who's enhancing? I need pshat. Who? Oh, me. Oh, you have to be a goy to understand this. It was written by children. The Szlafrok Children, thank you, Eli, for enhancing our Sabbaths. Are you leaving today? Oh, you're here like for 3 weeks already?
6.
6 weeks. Wow. And you made it here almost every day.
Except for the second days of Yom.
Why? What's the excuse? It's only a block away.
I had to keep 2 days. I go to a different minion.
A different minion. Not because it's usher to come here on Yom Tov.
No, that's the show.
No, okay, good. Come back soon. Michael Chesal, memory, you're going to come to the Shabbaton maybe?
And when you open it up,
It's going to be open any day. Literally, tomorrow, the day after, it's starting to go.
Huh?
Huh?
I have a bag packed already.
You really? A bag packed already. Eli Selam that was here bought his tickets already without knowing if he has a room. I don't know if there'll be any rooms left. Michael Chesal, in memory of my dear mother, Marlene Chesal, Chaya Masha Rivka B, Dovid, Chov Zayin Tishrei 2008. And for Schos for Rav Eli and the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah so enjoyable for so many. Rabbi Sai. I want to ask you a question. But don't be a smart aleck and say, oh, because I'm asking the question, obviously the answer is X, Y, Z. Think to yourself if this makes any sense to you. And if yes, I want to hear the reasons. Let's say a bchar sits down with his one other brother. They have two brothers, inherited a $10 million estate. And the bchar is entitled to 2/3, and the other brother is entitled to 1/3. And the brother, he says, he takes out of the estate a bag of potato chips, and they start eating. They divide the potato chips in half. So you get half a bag, and I get half. It's Yerusha. Okay, half a bag of potato chips. Does this show us that the bchar is moichel on his 2/3? So just divide everything else also 50-50. A bag of potato chips. Does anybody in this room think for a second that if they divide equally a bag of potato chips, that actually is a sign that the bchar doesn't care so much about it? Anybody? Raise your hand if you think yes. It's insignificant. It's metaltalin. I'm talking about the guy left condos and real estate and factories and cash in the bank, and now they're sitting and schmoozing at the table of the father's house. They pull out a bag of potato chips from the closet. They sit down, divide it 50-50. So the Gemara is going to tell us that if you do something like that, you're moichel, you're b'chayra. Go figure. I want you guys to think about it the whole shir. What is the logic behind it? Who could understand such a thing? That's today's sugya a little bit. Says the Gemara in Daf Kuf Chavav Amud Aleph all the way in top. Isn't it beautiful, mamish? We're holding because of Bava Basra. We don't really fall behind a lot. We're like always pretty much with the daf. Omer Avun Omer Ravasi Bechar Shemicha Micha. We said the other day that if the brothers, they take from the estate and they build a house, they plant a vineyard, the bechar is not entitled to 2 parts. However, if the bechar, says Ravasi, gets up and says, listen, I want to build my own house, I want to plant my own vineyard, I want to do it right now. So now we're going to see a shaila. This is also a beautiful machloikis that we have. Another thing that a lot of people don't know about is that even if Yerusha, you have to do a chalukah, you have to make a decision. You get this, I get that. Bezdin gets involved, whatever it is. There's a division, a real serious division. When it comes to the part, the extra part, we'll call it the bechira part, that extra one little piece that he gets. Sometimes it's not a little piece, sometimes it's a whole third. If there's only 2 brothers, he gets a third extra. That third, that bechira part, he's entitled to it immediately without a chalukah. This is such a mandomer. We have a machlokes. That's how we paskin. So Mela, this also. Because he's establed to his part right now, the second. So he could say, no, I want to, before we divide the estate, I want my part right now, and I'm saying no. I'm putting my foot down. I don't want you to plant anything. I don't want you to build anything. And therefore, if you do, I'm going to take 2 parts of it. Omerabba, mistaber time of the Ravasi ba'anovim ubutzarum, zeisim umutzakum. The 2 simple steps of having grapes and doing this, we could just watch this a little bit. We don't need to see the whole thing, I guess. Oh, this is the next step. We don't want to get there. And this is olives. What would take, I guess, months or days. They're doing it right now, actually, in the park right here. You'll see Arabs come every day, and just even Yidden, I guess, mainly Arabs. But it used to be only Arabs. Now they're a little scared to come. Do a whole tree in about a minute and a half. Okay, now think about it. The olives were on the tree. Now in the truck, what are they called? Olives. Nothing changed. There were olives on the tree, there were olives in the truck. So if Ravasi says that if he put his foot down and he said, I don't want you to enhance anything, I want to take over, so the other guy can't take over, and if he does, if he improves, then the bechar gets 2 parts. Let's say he removed all the olives from the tree without listening to the bechar takes 2 parts of the olives. If he took off the grapes, he takes 2 parts of the grapes. Aval drachum, But if he crushed the grapes, now it started off being grapes. What is it today? Grape juice, wine. It's something else. Oh, so what is that called in the Gemara language? Shinui, Shinui Hashem, Shinui. He made a Shinui. So the other brother stole it from the Bechar. He did something wrong. The Bechar said don't, and he didn't listen to him. He did, but he changed it from grapes to wine. So that's it. The Bechar is not entitled to 2 parts of those grapes. Why? Because he stole it. He did a Shinui. You all want to remember what drachum means. Let me show you the real drachum. Here's drachum. All right, so it goes like this. Rabbi Isai. The question this is one of the, when are you allowed to eat these grapes? In terms of videos, this might have had the most views ever. Hundreds of thousands of views in the Arab world. Grapes? Because they claim that I was crushing. Can I drink the juice and not eat the grapes? Can I do both? The answer is impossible to know. The answer is like this. Right now, I'm allowed to eat a grape. No, they said some guy decided that grapes are Palestinians, and I'm trying to crush Palestinians. So it feels now, great. I can take a grape. I want to tell you something very interesting. I even looked it up yesterday. Most winemakers do not wash the grapes. They say that you're not supposed to wash the grapes because there's a lot of good stuff on the grapes themselves on the outside, and if you wash it, you ruin the wine. It's not going to be the same wine. There's a lot of different bacteria. Don't wash it. That's what they don't wash the grapes. They make wine with all the schmutz. It's good for the wine. The Rambam says that you should wash the grapes because you're not allowed to have the worms on top of the grapes. So you have to wash them. After I did this whole thing, somebody came over to me and showed me the grapes I stepped on. There was worms everywhere, crawling, disgusting. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. The white worms, they're like, get this away. So I don't know where they were. If I crushed, they came out of the grapes or they were on the grapes. I don't know. Remember? Where's Tomer? I don't know if Tomer's here. What? They were on my shoe. No, I was wearing plastics. You remember I put plastics on. They were on my toes. They were on the gross. Says Rav Yosef, if the other brother goes and takes the grapes and makes wine out of it, the Bechar is entitled to 2 parts. Ask the Gemara, how could that be? You didn't understand Pshat Rav Yosef. Drachom mikara invei hashta chamra. How's that possible? It's 2 different things. The other brother took something called grapes, and now it's called wine. How is it possible that the Bechar should take 2 parts out of it? It doesn't make any sense. There's a guy that comes here every single morning, learns with one of the guys in the kollel, Eliyahu Jacobs. I got to say, actually, if I'm talking about the kollel, a lot of guys in the kollel yesterday took a test called Vishinantam. And at the end of the week, they're taking a test called Dirshu. It's mind-boggling just to think about it. They take each one took different. My chavrusa, I think Eliyakim is taking 1,300 daf. Now, what it means, just to explain, 9:30 in the morning to 6:30 at night, straight. Anybody took a bar exam, whatever, these things, it just blows. It literally hurts. And then they come back today for round 2 because you can't do it. They say you do as much as you can. Here, you want 500 daf, go 500 daf. They sit there and one question after another from 9:30 in the morning. And then my chavrusa, because I couldn't learn with him yesterday. First of all, he made a chasana the night before. Just think about it. Made a chasana the night before. Yesterday he's this, and he had to go to share brachas. He came straight to my house at 6:30 to learn. I'm like, and I saw he couldn't speak. Just go home. Say there. So that's that. And then today they're doing it all over again. All over. Going back at 9:30 and doing it again. And then at the end of the week, 1,700 daf from beginning of Shas, close to 1,800 daf, from beginning of brachas, all the way to here, including Eliyahu Jacobs, who I just mentioned. And I spoke to Eliyakim, and he says no. And in the middle of the week, he's doing Hilchas Nida and Shulchan Aruch. So these are the guys in our kollel. I'm very proud of them. And it's unbelievable. Like I said, I used to take the 30 daf test in Dirshu, and it wasn't that yet. It's not easy. It's very, very difficult, and they try to trip you up. They don't want to make it easy. They want you to work. 1,800 daf, 30 daf, 1,800 daf. I mean, it's mind-boggling. It's half a shas. More than half a shas. All right. So anyway, so there's a guy, Eliyahu Jacobs, who's taking this test. And he told me, he's like, I'm not like, he's not the photographic memory guys, which we have 3 of them in our kollel. It's hard to learn with them because they just know everything. And he's a regular guy that works really hard. He's here after mincha. He'll stay here till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Look, he brings a little pita with a hummus and come here every afternoon. He's sitting here. Only one yesterday in kollel. You see that? Oh, because the other guys were they were taking b'shinantam. He takes dirshu. They were at the test, the other guys. But anyway, he was the only guy. Okay, fine. So he learns with a Bava Basra in the morning, and this Bava Basra said that he once asked somebody if he could pick all his grapes. The guy said, yeah, sure. So he worked really hard. He lives in your neighborhood, right over there in the Engedi area. And he picked and picked. He worked many hours picking these grapes. And he made a deal with the winemaker that he's going to give him the grapes, and the winemaker is going to split the wine 50-50. He said, you don't understand how hard it was. He came into Shabbos, he almost missed the whole thing, And then he goes to the guy, he says, okay, where's the wine? The guy says, oh, the wine's spoiled, it's gone. He says, so why did you tell me? Let me see, show me. No, it's spoiled. So he has tinus kilo now that, prove me that, I worked so hard on these grapes. So the Gemara says like this, what if that's what happened? The grapes went bad. Mikara invei, no, Kedomer Rav Ukva. So we have to explain that if a guy takes grapes and he makes it into wine, the B'char is not going to take 2 parts because he was koined b'shinoi, like a ganav. Let's say somebody steals grapes. Yeah, think about it. The guy steals a bunch of grapes and makes wine. The owner of the grapes is not entitled to any of the wine. He's entitled to grapes, but not wine. So over here, this brother stole the grapes, made wine. Why is the B'char entitled to 2 parts of the wine? Says the Gemara, you're right. He's not entitled to 2 parts of the wine. What is he entitled? As we're going to see in 30 seconds, a Maisa with Rav Chama. All what's going on here is that the simple brother, not the B'char, cannot claim, hey, it's your grapes, share 2/3 of the damage to the grapes. No, you took the grapes without permission. You pay me. I want regular grapes. You decided to make wine of it and it got ruined. You're chayiv to pay the b'char the full amount. He doesn't have to. Now we're not dividing 2/3 and 1/3 when the grapes go bad. Who told you to make wine out of it? So since it went bad, there's not going to be a division of 2/3 and 1/3. It's going to be divided. You have to pay back full amount of grapes. So it comes out a very interesting thing here. If you look at the Gemara says, Ravasi says, Omer Rabba, Mistaber Tami de Ravasi, Rabba says, it's dafka when you pull the grapes off the thing and we did the video of the olives, but if you step on the grapes, then it's different. And Rav Yosef says, no, even if you step on the grapes. It comes out that Rav Yosef is not even arguing. Rav Yosef is just adding. He's saying a new halacha. If you step on the grapes and they get ruined, you need to pay the b'char full price. Nobody argues on that. Rabbi's not going to argue on that. Hey, what's this Ravukim V'Chama that you're quoting? The Omer Rav Yehuda Shmuel said, there's 2 brothers that the father left them a bunch of grapes and they, what's the word? Harvested the grapes. And also the same thing with olives. And the b'char takes 2 parts. Afilu drachim, even if the other brother decided to make the wine by himself. Ask the Gemara, the same question that we had. Drachim, why should the b'char get 2 parts? A completely different pshat. Not the pshat that the b'char takes 2 parts. Because if it goes bad, then the other guy who didn't have permission to make wine has to pay the full amount of grapes. Omer Avasi, b'char shenota chelik pashut viter. So here, now we're not talking about a bag of potato chips. Right now we're talking about, let's say, a field. The father left them 3 a mansion, a condo, and a field. So the b'char tells the other guy, you know what? Forget it. Let's just do this 50-50. 50-50 on the field. So Viter, he's mevater. Yeah? Mevater, we'll say the Maisa, I say it all the time, but could I learn a lot from this. I personally. There was a guy that inherited millions of dollars from his father. Ma'aseh Shaya, and the brother, who wasn't religious, wanted to cremate his father. So the brother said, no, let's bury him, Kvuras Yisrael. The brother said, no, absolutely not. It might have even been in the will. I don't know if that's part of it. I don't know how it might affect the story. So the brother said, I'll give you $100,000. Let's just bury him. He says, no, 100,000. No, I'll give you 500. He said, I'll give you my entire Yerusha, millions of dollars. And the brother said, okay, for millions of dollars, we could bury him. And that's what happened. He gave up millions of dollars. Now, he's a big tzaddik that he did it. But the Rabbanim said that he's actually mechuyev al pi halacha to give up his millions of dollars for the burial, because burial comes first, then comes Yerusha. And if that's what it takes to bury a father, millions of dollars, then he has to be meichel the millions of dollars into it. So I thought I'll throw it out there. I'm not paskening. Just know that there's such a thing out there. We should know about these things. I told you this myself. I was in, my son wanted me to do one of those cold baths. So his friend has a cold bath in the backyard. It's one of these, it's a tub, and it ices it up, mamish ice. And he says, let's see how long you do, Daddy. Yeah, big talker. Kids, sir. I did it. I have video. Jump in just for the shtick. And you're like, yeah, why am I doing this? I come out, and the Lubavitcher guy tells me, I'll tell you, the guy next door, he was 96 years old. I used to go there, fill in the whole thing. And then when I found out that he's dying and he wants to be cremated, I made it a mission of my life. I went there, and every day I'll tell him, I'll talk to him. And the people taking care of him said, no, it's not going to work. And I said, no, you got to. And at the end, they cremated him. And his mama had heard him. He says, and afterwards, somebody came to me and said, whatever his name was, he was adopted by a Jewish family, but he's not even Jewish. The guy wasn't Jewish. So all these years I put on the tefillin and I convinced him and everything. His mom he tells me. Zonvill Gemara. I'll tell you a Maisa. A good Maisa. A true Maisa. Thanks for sharing. Some of the Maisas don't have the best endings. They didn't always. The guy in the cave didn't become a Rosh Shiva 9 months later. Here's an interesting Maisa. A guy, his father was Nifter, and his father, they open up the will, and he's shocked. He's best friends with the father. He's very good with the father. He's the Bchar. The father always had a great relationship with him. It says in the Tzava, all sons get a piece besides the Bchar. He doesn't know what to do. He's broken. His mom is broken. What did I do with me and Dad? We got along and everything's gewaldig. It doesn't say anything I did wrong. And if anything, I'm tighter with the father than all the other brothers. Doesn't know what to do. Rav Margolis was giving a drush about to be down like Havschos. She says, okay, let me go to this drush and maybe I'll get something. He's sitting there in drush and nothing, absolutely nothing. So he goes over to Rav Margolis after the shir. He says, I got to tell you, I came here for Kavschus, but I can't come up with anything. Mom, it hurts me. I don't know what to do. I say Kaddish every day, but it's taking a little bit from the... She says, tell me about yourself. What? How? She says, oh, of course. He tells him that he's a Kail guy, and his father encouraged him to stay in Kail. He says, your brothers are working, but if you want to learn, I'll support you. So over the years, he bought him a house, paid for the weddings, did this. He says, think about it. Your father gave you triple than all the other brothers. Forget the triple. Chav. She says, so why didn't he say it? He says, why didn't he say it? Say, why should your brothers know about this? I mean, now they're watching the share, so they know. Whatever he wanted to do it. You should have understood yourself. Of course, the father took. A lot of times, that's what parents do. They have a lot of. This one is going to get this. So b'chayav, they give. You didn't do it. So Rebbitzen Stefansky says that it's not a good thing to do. You don't do it like that. You rip him out of the tzava b'chlal. Not. And then Reb Chaim Knesset says sometimes you could in certain situations if you want to encourage learning. I don't know. But just an interesting story. People should think. Don't be down l'kav choiva, the parents. Maybe there's a cheshbon somewhere. Says the Gemara, my viter. How much? Yeah, so in my little story, there's a field, there's a guy bought something in Eretz Yisrael. Where? Oh. What? Yeah.
Can the will negate the bechorah that he has?
Hold on a second. I want to show you something on the screen. It's very interesting. We have a guy like that. We have a chayal. We have some chassid with his tzitzis on top of his shirt. And we have a Tilumi who lost his son in Gaza. And behind, we have everything. We have the Bieber hit behind. We have Mamish. I don't know what Ari Rosenstein is. He's a guy from Los Angeles. He's wearing a white shirt. I don't know. He's like, and he knows a lot of Masechtas Valpeh. Okay, cool. There's MDY in a nutshell. Givaldik. A Belzer Chassid from Yerushalayim came in all the way 2 days in a row. Wiener, what did he say his name is? Wieder from Buddha Park from 44th Street and 12th Avenue. And Chayal from straight out of, where are you serving? What? Pikud Aref. You see that? It's Torah. We're here for one reason. All hashkafas, we leave all the hashkafas by the door, and then we come in to learn Torah. It's unbelievable. Be'emet. So what are we saying, Tzaddik, Rabbi Halpern? What are we saying?
I was asking you about that. The fact that the will.
It's too late, Tzaddik. It's too late. We'll talk about. What? What are you asking?
Can the will negate the bechorah of the Torah?
Oh! That's today's daf. We're gonna get there on Amud Beis. That's a mishpurish Mishnah way you're asking. You're talking about it, and the answer to your question is in case somebody leaves early, which somebody's about to do. He has it on Zoom. Show the camera, because they don't believe here. It's on. He's not leaving. He's leaving the place, but he's going to continue. He has something important to do. Beautiful. And Benny who's leaving, he heard the entire shir word for word last night. I don't know why he comes every day. Givaldi. Seriously, I'm not joking. The guy comes every single night. Every night. He's the shir in Hebrew. It's the same exact shir. Same jokes, everything. And he laughs again. He pretends that it's funny again. Seriously, I want to ask Doilam, especially Hillel, Berabim. I wrote it down in my Gemara here. You should please buy meat from Benny's. I'm not joking. I have a tremendous Akarsa. The guy built up the Hebrew shir. If we have a Akarsa to one of our Chaverim, he has a meat store. And it's not just a meat store. It's one of the best meat stores that we know of. We made a barbecue last night with his meat. Better hamburgers, better steaks than we had in America. I'm not joking. So Hillel, Avi, it's called Benny's. Benny's. He doesn't have a store here. He has a store in the Mercat, and it's the highest quality. I'm not joking. If you're American and you want clean schnitzel, you want clean stuff, cut up, please, I'm serious. Be mechazik our guy. He works, he gives to MDY, he gives to the Kyle guys for free. He does. We should give back to him. Best chicken, here. Go on him, Dave, if you can. He just said something. I'm serious. What does best chicken mean? Cleanest chicken. That's what he just said. Okay. No. As opposed to?
Go buy someplace else.
We don't want to knock other places. But he's part of this year, and he gives and gives and gives and gives. We should give him a little bit. All right. Zok Gemara. I gotta go. What? Who? Oh, in 2 seconds, the guy is unbelievable. Dave is amazing. Seriously. My vita. Rav Papa Mishmei the Rav Oma Vita Bois Sada. If a guy was mevater one field, that's all he's mevater. He gave up his third in that field. Rav Papi, it's Rav Papa and Rav Papi both went to the same Rebbe. Rav Papi Mishmei the Rav Oma Vita B'chol and Chasim Kulon. If you say to your brother on this field, we're going to go 50-50, that means on all the condos in Miami and all the mansions in Los Angeles, 50-50. Because he holds that a bechar gets nothing before we divide. It's not like, oh, I got something. It's a gift. And a gift you have to receive. And if you didn't receive it, then you can't do anything with it. And therefore what? Whatever came to his Rishos, he can be Moichel. Idach lo yachel. The chelik of the b'char is his immediately, and therefore, he holds that it's his immediately. Since he's Moichel over here, he's actually saying he's Moichel in everything. So, as we're going to see, what's the logic behind it is that the b'char is saying, I'm Moichel. He's showing I'm Moichel. I could hear that. I said it yesterday about myself. I said, I don't see myself wanting 2 portions. Let my sisters share, let my brothers. I have no problem. So the guy says, "Oh, big dog, you have thousands of apartments, and you're being ma'achal." Yishkoyach, the Israeli tells me, typical. I hear. It makes sense. And my father doesn't have a lot, so what am I mevater on? Yeah, a guy that has $100 million, and he's mevater millions of dollars. Maybe I'm sure it's a lot harder. I hear. I'm just saying that this is mostly called. A bachar says, you know what? I know the Torah says I get 2/3, but I have brothers. Let me just be let's. I don't want them to be upset. Whatever the svar is, he's showing a mechila. Once he shows a mechila in one thing, so we can take that mechila to everything. Whether Rav Papa, it's not like they said it straight out. We can learn it from a story that happened. Dahu the Ozil Zaben Nichse Didei the Pashat. Dahu Bchar. There was the oldest Bchar. The Ozil Zaben Nichse Didei the Pashat. When I was saying this yesterday, people were smiling from ear to ear. They understood exactly what I was talking about. A lot of times the Bechar, the oldest brother, he thinks he's in charge. When he was 6 years old, he was in charge of his 3-year-old brother. He becomes 20, he's also in charge. And the brother said, don't sell. He says, I'm not asking you, I'm the Bechar. You know who I am? I'm Mr. Bechar. There's actually a mitzvah to be Mechabed the Bechar. Okay. So he goes, without asking any questions, sells the estate. Chutzpah. Against halacha. Against what he was allowed to do. And that's what happened. He sold everything. This screaming. No. Meanwhile, one of the brothers never had a heart attack. I forgot to mention that the Rosh Yeshiva from Chaim Berlin was nifter at the age of 66. And the crazy thing is his mother was nifter a few hours later. Crazy story. So this Pashat guy, one of the brothers was nifter. Now he has Yisayim. Ozol Yasmei B'nei Pashat L'meichal Tamrei Manu L'kuchois Mechanu. So the sons of the guy that was nifter, that they believed that the field was theirs and their uncle sold it without permission, they came and they grabbed some dates. The new owner of the field took out a stick and beat them up. Little Yisayim, I don't know what they were, how old they were. I don't know Krayvim, so other relatives of the Yisayim said, it's not enough that you did something illegal and you purchased the entire estate. You're going to hit them also? It's theirs. You had no right to buy it. Also, they went to Rava. The Bechar had no right to sell it. What kind of business did he have to sell? And therefore, it's not a sale. Says the Gemara, Mar Sovar, so Rav Papi holds Leoso Klum Bipalga. The only on the half, that's normal, the normal part of the Chalukah. But the part of the Bechira that he was able to sell. Umar Sovar, but Rav Papa holds Bekulu, he didn't do anything. What they meant is, what Rava said, he didn't do anything. The entire thing, even his Bechari had no right to sell anything, even his share. Shalchum Mitam, so they sent from Eretz Yisrael. Bechar Shemachar, I just say this before they start screaming. The turning of the daf. By the way, I forgot to mention, because I don't know, I have to ask official. Maybe he'll extend it a little bit. Remember, for Sanhedrin, we forgot. If somebody does Sanhedrin from beginning to end, and checks into the WhatsApp, he could earn $1,000. Now, could be, is it over already? I sent him your voicemail. Now, maybe we should have other incentives. The people that send people, okay, that's up to official. And the first 250 people only get 1,000, then it drops to 500. The kids should jump on the bandwagon if you can. Go to his website. I don't know where it is. We'll put it on the screen something. Turn of the Belsky family, in memory of Simcha Beryl, Dovid, Olav Shalom ben Avram Moshe. I met Choshev Talmid Chacham. What is this? Oh, wow. Barak Schechter's wife. Yeah, okay. I don't like to be the one announcing bad things, but Barak Schechter was a very big part of our shir. Yeshua and Price found him in a store, and this was the whole thing. And his wife was very, very sick. Wow. Baruch Dynamis. Okay. Yesterday, Yeshua Berman, no, nothing to do. I was in the middle of saying about Yeshua Berman. Yeshua Berman met me outside. And he started telling me, I said, put it on video. He says, I like coming to your Bismarck. He learns every single day. And he says, because you have comfortable chairs. He says, how much did I said, the chairs cost $200. He asked me, $250 a chair. These are comfortable chairs. He says, yeah, I go to other places. I can't sit. Wooden benches. He says, over here's Gishmak. So he made a video. I sent it to the Belskis. They should know that other people, not even people from, he doesn't do the daf with us, but he learns it in the basement. Kidnovations LLC in honor of my uncle Rebbe Chanan Pressman and official. It should be a schos for Akiva Simcha Ben Fayga, Shidduch for Rivka Yibis Baschaya. Thank you to Mrs. Stefansky. It should be a schos for a year Filled with mazel bracha, tzlacha, parnassa, v'revach, and full. I said Mrs. because that's what she prefers. So they said in Eretz Yisrael, if a Bechar decides to sell stuff before they actually made the division, nothing. Alma, so what do you see from here? He doesn't get it, it's not his. The Bechar part is not his to do what he wants with it before the division. However, that part, that 1/3, if there's only one other brother, the third, that he can do whatever he wants. Let's say it's equal, there's no difference, it's just a pile of cash. I don't know what. He can grab 1/3 and bring it home. That's his name. He had a basket of peppers, and he decided to split them equally with his brothers. Instead of taking the share of a Bechar, he split it equally. Also, the Kamei de Rav Ashi, so they went to Rav Ashi, Omarle, and this is the same thing, I guess, to me, peppers and potato chips is the same thing, because why is it not the same thing? You're right, it tastes a little different. On what?
It's nothing, it was not to do with division.
And what about I said they made division on the potato chips. You get half, you get half. Stop making a little the chiluk. It's the same thing. I pass the same thing. A potato and a pepper is the same thing. Since you were moichel on a few peppers and you did a division like that, you were moichel on everything. Rabbi, so we have a little bit of animation here. Evel kaved b'tzar rav anu moedim al ptiras hagaver charifa osher anshel pepper gevirit. Okay.
My dear brothers, I have something very special to show you, which we inherited from our dear fathers, the Parnassa of the Rafa. As you know, Father loved eating hot peppers. Although I am the Bechor, I hereby forfeit my double portion of these red things.
Hey, thanks, bro. Okay, so now it's split evenly. Let's now discuss dividing the cars, mansion, rest of valuables.
Oh, I'm such a doorknob. Oh.
Now we understand the sugya. After I showed this, some people started getting upset after I showed it. Then the Israelis started saying, what's the svara? What's the lot? After they saw the video. Before I showed the video, they didn't chap. Shkoyach. Now, this Mishnah is for Rabbi Halpern. This, I think, is Nagela Maisa. This is Nagela Maisa. You hear? This is Nagela Maisa, this Mishnah, right here. This could have ramifications on how you do business with your kids. If a person looks at his oldest son, the Bechar, and says, Lo yitel pishnaim, I don't want him to get two parts. Ish pleni b'ni, lo yirash echav. This kid, he went off the derech, pach, he's out of my Yerusha. I've heard it with my own ears. I saw somebody very wealthy. A guy gave me a ride in a car, and he yelled at his kid in front of me. He says, I'm going to take you out of the thing. I'm going to take you out of the Yerusha. And he's like, he's serious. And at the end, that guy was actually nifter before his own father. They're both not alive anymore. But I heard people threaten like that. I'm going to take you out of the Yerusha. Could you do that or not? Loi Omar Klum. What?
This lady telling his sister, son, Daddy said if you don't come upstairs, it's going to kill you.
Kill is normal, but to take out of the Yerusha? Ish pleni b'ni lo yirashim echav. Lo yomar klum. It's meaningless. Why? Shehisna alma shekosav b'Torah. Yomasa ma shekosav b'Torah. The famous story with Reb Chaim Kanievsky's grandson who became a chassan in Tifrach. So they said that they want to throw him out of the yeshiva. So why? I don't know if Reb Chaim Kanievsky called Reb Yezer Pilz. He said because the rule is you cannot get engaged before you're 20 years old in this yeshiva. So he said, what do you mean? But you're supposed to get married before. He says we made a t'nai that you do not do that, and if you do it, you get thrown out of the yeshiva. So Reb Chaim Kanievsky said it's a masna mashekosu b'Torah. So amachalik nechosav al piv, and now the Mishnah jumps to how you're supposed to do it. You give gifts to your children. You could say, I'm giving this kid more than the other kid. Riba le'echad umid le'echad. V'hishvelen is a b'char, or he made the b'char equal to everybody else. Dvarav kayamim. Now you're giving a gift. You're not saying it's a Yerusha. Yerusha is something in the Torah. And the Torah says it has to be done in a certain way. A b'char gets double, and the other guy doesn't get double. But if you're going to say, I'm going to give you, right now, a Yerusha, a matana, that works. There's a guy giving a shir in the Sharon, in the Sharon neighborhood, like up there, and a guy kept on coming to shul to say Kaddish. It turns out that his father was, I guess, a little bit frum. The kid wasn't. And the father made a deal in the tzavah. He wrote like this: 10 million shekel to my son, 2 million shekel to my daughter, on condition that the son says Kaddish every single day. And if he misses even one day, then it's 6 and 6. The daughter is going to get another 4. The son is going to lose 4. So he went to shul every single day. And obviously he didn't want to stick around for the speech between Mincha and Ma'ariv, so he'd stay out. And the Rav would call him in. Now, the daughter, she wanted an extra 4 million shekels. She was not happy about this. So she hired a professional to make sure that he says Kaddish every day, and she's waiting for him to trip up. So the guy came back to the daughter and said, listen, I have an idea. I see him sitting out there, he's schmoozing, and the Rav comes in and brings him in every day. What if the Rav didn't come in one day, and he misses Kaddish? So she went to the Rav, Maisa Shaya, true story. She went to the Rav and she said, listen, I'll give you 400,000 shekel, over $100,000. Just miss one day. Don't tell my brother about it. So he said it's not a nice thing to do, but what does the halacha say? So he went to ask Rav Shteiman. Could he take 400,000 shekels? He's not going to do anything. He's just Sheval Taisa. He's going to forget one day to tell him. What's the big deal? So he won't say Kaddish. He got $400,000. He needs the money desperately. Because Rav Shteiman told him, you're not allowed to do it. You're not allowed to do it. The neshama, the neshama needs the Kaddish more than you need the $400,000 shekel. And the story. Anyways, he became friends with the guy, and the guy said, I hope the Rav is moichel me. I hope he's not insulted that I walk out for the speech. I don't like the speech. So he told him, listen, the speech is gewaldig. I said, good stuff. Why don't you try it out? So he tried it out, and 9 months later, no, the guy he became a Shomer Torah mitzvahs. That's what the guy claims, this Avrech. He didn't become like the biggest thing. Through the speech, he became a chashuv guy. Anyways, a father has the right to do mechayim, to say this one gets 10, this one gets 2. That's okay if it's as a gift. Hold on a second. If he said it's a Yerusha, then it's nothing. It has to be as a matana. It doesn't matter where he wrote in the shtar that he's doing it mishum matana. Dvar of kayamim, then it's a gift. Says the Gemara, famous Gemara. Lema sees it like Rabbi Yehuda. Perhaps this doesn't go like Rabbi Yehuda. So now I just want to show you real quickly, because we had this 2 days ago, so I didn't even have to do anything. This is the famous Gemara in Erev Daf Amud Beis. The Gemara over here says, I underlined it, Remeir Rabbi Yehuda, if you have a machlokes, Remeir Rabbi Yehuda, the halacha is like halacha ki Rabbi Yehuda. So, says the Rashbam, how could you say that our Mishnah doesn't go like Rabbi Yehuda or come out not like La halacha? Because when you have an argument between Remeir and Rabbi Yehuda, the halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda. So do you want to say that the Mishnah is not like Rabbi Yehuda? The Rabbi Yehuda, ha'amar bedavar shalmama itnai kayam. That when it has to do with monetary things, you can make any t'nai you want, even if the t'nai is against the Torah. The Sanya, she'er. What does she'er mean, Rabbi said? Look at me, not in the article. What does she'er mean? Wife. Wrong. That's why I asked you. She'er means food. I figured the Olam was. Sheira means food, ksusa means clothing, oinasa means relations. So 2 out of these 3 things are monetary. Food and clothing are monetary. Those 2, says Rabbi Yehuda, you could be moichel. If a person says, there is no t'nai because Yimas Namash Kosova Torah and there's a kedushin. The guy's a meshuggah, I don't know what kind of marriage that is, but okay. On the 2 that are mamonis, he could make a t'nai. So, but over here it said we're talking about mamonis. We're talking about a Yerusha. Why can't you make a t'nai against the Torah when it comes to money? Says the Gemara, when a wife says, "I want to get married to you. I have a benefit from being married to you. You have a nice house. You have a nice car. You're a nice guy. I want to be, I'm Michael, some of the things in the Torah. So she gets something, and she's Michael. But when it comes to Yerusha, the guy is getting 0. Why should he be Michael anything? He didn't say anything. His father on his deathbed said, you don't get anything. And he's quiet. Says the Rishbam, he's quiet. He doesn't want to fight with his father on his last day. What, he's going to pick a fight now? It doesn't mean he's Michael. And if a father says that, there's no mechila. You can't be master. Or Rav Yosef. If a person says, that guy, you should know he's my Bechar. Now, he's just Mesiach Lefi Tuma. In other words, he's just schmoozing. You said, you heard about my Bechar, he's the best guy in Panovich, da-da-da-da-da. So he wasn't trying to say he should get 2 parts, 3 parts, or 1 part, and nobody's arguing on it. So okay, so we could rely on the father that this is his Bechar. If there's a machlokes, there's a country. Some other people say, no, that's not his Bechar, and there's a question who the Bechar is. Then the father doesn't have the right to decide. If he just says not Bechari, that boy is a Bechar, he doesn't get 2 parts. Why? Maybe he's the Bechar of the mother. Maybe what he meant is a Bechar. Yeah, he's a Bechar, but not my Bechar. So the Gemara does come in the Bechar. A person said, I know that this guy is a Bechar. He's part of 2 Eidim, obviously. You have to have 2 Eidim. He said, I know he's a Bechar. How do you know? Anybody has a Bechar? Anybody has a Bechar? No, his father once in a while calls him a Bechar Shaita. We were 6 very, very good friends in New York, and we got married, and 5 out of the 6, our Bechars, went off the derech. So I started calling them Makas Bechayers. That was my thing. Makas Bechayers is my Makas Bechayers. Not a nice thing, not recommended, but that's what fathers do. It says over here, fathers call the Bechar Shaita. In fact, it's a Rashi, a Mefurish Rashi. Here it is. Even Yaakov Avinu called his own Bechar Shaita. It's a nice, slang. A Shaita. Bechar Shaita is even better. Yishmak. So, the Yaivit says, we'll see in a second, hold on. So he called him a Bechar Shaita. He wouldn't call a regular kid, his third in line, a Bechar Shaita. So he says, it's not a Raya. Maybe he's a Bechar of the mother. They call Buchar Dima Nami Buchar Sachl Karulu. They would call the Bechar of the mother a Bechar Shaita as well. The Yaivit says, he sticks in that a Shaita means somebody that gives and doesn't take. A Bechar Shaita means that he gives 5 slime but doesn't take. He never gets a Yerusha or anything. So he's a Bechar Shaita. How does it come in there, Reb Chanina? It's already 8:10. Okay, so stop over here. Rabbi, have a wonderful day.